Howdy. Howdy doodle. Wait, I gotta change something. Do. There we go. Oh, we gotta change a lot of stuff. That should be fine. Hello. How is y'all doing? Homo Grizz Brainoid Boats. I think we'll turn off Lego. I think we're gonna start a little schedule here of playing a little chapter of Celeste before we get started, just as a little warm up, get into the groove, you know. Let's see. Can I open this up? There we go. Oh, an error log, you say? That's fun. Oy, oy, oy. Where is my OBS? There it is. Is this gonna work now? Yay. I saw Rook was playing this last night. Crazy motherfucker went through the whole game in one sitting. I would not recommend that. He seemed like he was on his wit's end by the end of the 8th hour, which, obviously. I lost all my Celeste progress because I ran it from the zip and never picked it up again. What? You can run it from like the zip file? That's the thing you can do? That seems unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that. How far were you? Also, hang on, I'm going to Wavelength, where are you at? Turn it down just a little bit. That should be fine. Probably only like 25%. Oh, well. You could start it back up. I'm sure it's been a long enough time. All right. We could do the hotel or we could do a B-side. Fuck it, let's do hotel. Still gonna be checking just how things... I think the thing I really want to nail down is... The thing I never really nailed down with a character controller is having a really nice jump. So today I'm probably going to work on just the typical, just like, falling physics of it and detecting when I'm going to need to do some collision detection too. Basically detecting when I'm grounded and when I'm running into a wall are probably going to be the two things that I'll try and cover today. But eventually I'm going to want to get to the jump of just like having this nice little like variable jump and also jump buffering. So when I hit the button before I land on the ground, it'll still do a little jump. This just feels nice. I want to do it. Is it double gravity when falling? I don't think it's double gravity. The thing is it's not even gravity technically, because we checked on a level that has more verticality, and you don't accelerate when you're falling. It's just a flat value that you're falling down with. So you can accelerate that by holding down, which is kind of neat. So if you're falling down a deep channel, and some levels, especially the more advanced levels, take advantage of that, where you have to accelerate your falling by holding down in order to reach things in time. But it's just a constant, it's just a constant sort of fall direction. So what's interesting though is I don't know how they calculate like the ascension, right? Like obviously you're slowing down a little bit when you reach the top of your jump, but then also are they just like canceling out your current trajectory when you let go of it and then start like bringing you down? I don't think, from what I can tell, there's not like acceleration to your fall even if you're like canceling a jump. That's one I'm really gonna have to like pay attention to a lot more. Hang on. No, I guess I can't. Okay. Whoops. Yeah, so there. Whoa. I forget where the heart was in this level. Oh, is it up here? Is it that easy? Oh, just another strawberry. Okay. Fair enough. I think I can keep going higher with that, though. Oh, I guess not. Alright. That's a dastardly little mechanic there. Are you going to use Unity physics or do from scratch? I'm going to try to avoid using physics altogether, because I don't think this game... There's no need for physics in this game, at least from what I've seen. There's no, like, acceleration to their movement. There's no momentum, which is another reason why I kind of wanted to replicate this controller more so than something like another one of my favorite 2D character controllers is like Super Meat Boy. This seems to just be doing translation stuff. So it's not reading anything, or it's not having to do anything with, like, velocity or momentum or anything like that. So I'm going to try and get away with just using, like, translating Unity objects, which might come with its own drawbacks because I really need to make sure that there's no need to like read velocity values or anything like that. Because when you're translating, an object's velocity will always just be 0 because you're not applying any sort of physics to them. That's definitely not how that was supposed to be solved, but we'll do it anyway. Let's keep going up, though. Let's see. I need to remember where these hearts are. Oh, there's just another strawberry up there. I think we can get that going into the hotel, though. Oops. That's a daisy. Okay, I don't think we can get any more up than that. Alright, that's fine. Oh, this is also where they... Oh, this is actually going to be great because this chapter has, like, the classic OG, like, Pico 8 version of Celeste inside of it. And that character controller feels a lot different, and if I recall, a lot worse. Because it just, obviously, it wasn't as polished. So I'll definitely be able to feel, like, the difference between those two, hopefully. Welcome. May I help you? Are you a ghost? A ghost? Don't be silly. I'm the concierge of this fine establishment. Welcome to the world-renowned Celestial Resort Hotel. Unity has fairly new rigid body 2D slide method that's pretty good for custom kinematic character controllers. I actually haven't delved too far into Unity's like 2D stuff. I generally just keep my projects 3D and then just superimpose my own like 2D math on it, honestly. Mr. Oshiro, at your service. 2 guests in one day. Business is finally picking up. How long will you be staying with us? Oh, I'm just passing through. I'm climbing the mountain. Do you have a back exit? A back exit? Just passing through. This will not do. You know, I can still hear you, right? In any case, our rear service door is reserved for the hotel staff only. However, our top floor presidential suite features a world-class view of the peak. Yes, you'll be quite comfortable up there. Maybe I could get on the roof from there and climb down the back? Presidential suite, marvelous idea, Oshiro. What's your name for our records? I'm meddling. But again, I'm really not interested in staying. Right this way, Miss Madeline. It appears to be a very old and dusty guest book. Many of the pages are damaged or missing. The comments, however, are glowing. We'll never forget our time here. I've never felt more at peace. Thank you. Ding, ding. All right. What? Okay, how do I get that one? Shit. Not like that. Bum, bum. Whoops. I'm confusing my buttons because I'm currently playing 9 Souls right now, and the dash for that is right trigger. So I need to get my brain back in order here. There we go. Whoa, boy. Man, I really want to try and see if I can get a good wall jump as well. That's one thing that I've implemented it a couple of times, and it's just never felt as good as... Oh shit, can I make it? Yep. As this. Alright, this will be tricky. Just kidding. Oh. 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 Uh-huh. I think I can make it there. No. Shit. How would I do that? I think I can do that, actually. And then if I were to... Oh, shit. You know what? Maybe not. Well, no. Let's try it. It might be tough. Nice. We got a strawberry here. Another Odo. Okay. Okay. Easy peasy. Please follow me closely, Miss Madeline. The elevator is just down the hall. This hotel's in pretty rough shape. Is it really open for business? Of course we're open. The Celestial Resort Hotel would never close during prime tourism season. Rough shape? What does she mean by that? Oh, please allow me to carry your luggage. My bag? No thanks, I'll keep it. Very well. What a peculiar guest. Okay. So we can't use our boost here, otherwise that... Oh, balls. Otherwise that strawberry flies away. And I wants it. Oi. Gotcha, bitch. Oops. Oopsie doodles. Damn it. That's a tough one. Ah, you. Whoops. Too impatient. Shit. never good at timing these guys. Oh. What up, Lupo1? How you doing? Alright. And then, oh. What's this? This is Celeste, if you've never heard of it. Would highly recommend it. One of my favorite... Oh, shit. I messed up. One of my favorite platforms ever. Right now, I'm just doing a little bit of research and a little bit of warm-up because I'm going to be attempting to emulate this character controller in Unity. All I have right now is the horizontal movement. Oh, okay. That'll be tough. So, I'll probably be starting each of these dev sessions with like a playthrough of a chapter or two. Probably just a chapter. And then we open up Unity, and I try and see if I can recreate something like this. I don't know if it's a concept that already exists, but it's something that I'm calling dev tracing because I'm basically copying someone else's work to see if I can understand how they did their stuff. Ooh. Okay, I think I can sneak into the other side there. But if you haven't played Celeste, I would highly recommend it. It is on PC. I believe I first played it on Switch. So if you're a fan of challenging 2D platformers a la Super Meat Boy, then this might be for you. Whoops. I refuse to miss a strawberry if I see it. Okay. Oh, you know what we can do? How about this? We'll just skip that one. Go up here. Whoops. Oh. Not high enough. Wait. Nope. Have you seen GameMaker Toolkit's interview with the developers? Maybe? Ah, shit. I think I was still watching GMTK pretty regularly around the time that Celeste was popular. I'm sure he talked about like the sort of movement mechanics of it. Oh, damn it. I feel like I recall them discussing that stuff of like why Celeste's movement feels so good. And I absolutely agree. Oh, right, I can just grab it. Yeah, there have been a couple of there have been a couple of like video essays and I think interviews with the devs regarding their secret sauce for the platforming controls. And they even they even released I think the source code for like the character controller. So I'll probably reference that occasionally. But the important thing for me is I'm a pretty active hobbyist game dev myself, and I kind of just want to learn how it's done by doing it because that's my most effective way to not only learn but like retain and remember like the important bits about it. If I just like look at someone else's code and be like, oh, that's how they did it, I'll never really be able to apply it to my own games because I'll just forget it, you know, and constantly have to look back at it. So this is going to be kind of my attempts to level up my skills, so to speak. Unlike what I'm doing right now on this one little screen. There we... Aha! There we went. Not high enough. There we go. Now things are gonna get a little tricky. Hoi! There we go. Alright. I don't think there's anything down here. Nope, we're good. So let's see. An important thing that I want to do before I call it quits on this chapter is going to be to find the Pico prototype so I can kind of compare character controllers. There we go. What's the aura around the character? Which part? Is it when I do like the little dash thing? Because when basically the way that you sort of determine when you have the ability to do a little dash, you can dash in any of like the 8 directions, essentially. But you can only do it once in midair. So when their hair turns blue, that means you can't dash again. I'm not 100% sure what you mean by aura. Hopefully that's what you're talking about. Oh, damn, too early. Circle aura, barely visible. Does that happen when they dash? Because I think that's... Or is it just around them though? Oh, is that just like I think that might just be like the lighting. If you're talking about like these shadows when I go past this little opening here and it turns around. That might just be like a basic little 2D lighting thing, which is another thing that I'd like to replicate at some point. But yeah, I think that's just for ease of character visibility. Alright, let's see. Alright, we've already been over there. So now we just grab the key, go here. Stupid. Nailed it. Hi, Yoshiro.
Miss Madeline, I really must implore you to keep up. I'm running a world-class establishment here. I don't have time to wait around for meandering guests.
You really don't have to wait for me. I'm just looking for a way out of this place.
Oh, sure, you idiot. The customer's always right. Business is finally picking up, and you lose your temper? Oh, of course, Miss Madeline. My sincerest apologies, I was out of line. Please feel free to explore at your leisure.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool, yeah, okay, so I'm assuming this is the aura you're talking about, yeah. I've seen this pretty frequently in a lot of, like, 2D games that want to add a little bit more spice. I actually don't know how this one is done. Some people will actually make it like a light source, I think, and they'll project it onto, like, some 3D objects with, like, just that look 2D textures because you only have, like, a 2D camera. Other people will find ways to actually light sprites with a shader, depending on like the position of this character. So there's not necessarily like a light source, but what they're doing is kind of like changing the luminescence or like the brightness value of each individual pixel of a certain sprite depending on how far away it is. That seems... I don't know if that's exactly what they're doing, because it's so... You can see how soft like that aura can get on the shadows, right? Like, it doesn't... Everything in this game looks super, like, pixely and 16-bit, except for this little lighting aura, right? Like, it seems really smooth and, like, soft shadowed. So I actually don't know how they're doing that. Ah, and I love the way that it kind of, like, cuts depending on where your character is there, you see? Like, how it kind of opens up like that. I always thought that was a neat effect. Yeah, and I guess you can really see it in this level since it takes place in this tiny little mansion or hotel area. Hi, Yoshiro. Okay. I don't think we can get to him. Oh, no, we can. Hey, buddy.
Ah, this clutter is out of control. When did this happen? I don't even know where to begin.
Mr. Yoshiro, do you run this whole place by yourself?
You're right, Miss Madeline. I'll never sort this mess out alone. It's hopeless.
That's not what I meant. Just breathe, Mr. Yoshiro. Breathe. It's just a little spring cleaning. Well, more than a little. But I can help.
You're too kind. But I wouldn't even bother. It's a lost cause.
All right. Well, actually, oh, you know what? I think the prototype is over in this direction. Yes. Yeah, it's up here, but let's see what's over here. I think Theo's over here or something. An old paper sticks out from amid the clutter. Attention, hotel staff. It is my sad duty to inform you that the Celestial Resort Hotel will close indefinitely following the season, due to circumstances beyond our control. It was an honor to have served alongside you all, as we worked tirelessly to ensure that our guests enjoyed the most hospitable and memorable experience possible. That might not have been the most interesting expression, but hopefully that's what you're looking for. I write this with a heavy heart. This hotel has become my home, its staff, and patrons, my family. I will miss you all dearly. Mr. Ocho. I'm usually a lot better when the print's going like vertically, because what I see on the screen and the direction of my movement are mirrored. So it's hard for me to like follow a line when I have to like go in the opposite direction. I don't know if you want me to move around or just make a static expression. I can do either. And a new vertical. Yeah, it randomly picks between the 4 directions. Oh! That's some cursed shit. Yeah, it's easier to follow the vertical ones. Wonderful. All right, here we go. So this is the original prototype for Celeste that was made in Pico 8. So I remember when I first played this, I raged so hard because I wanted to beat it, and I was not good enough at Celeste to do it yet. But let's see how this feels different. Oh God, it feels so much different. So the big thing right off the bat is like you can't really. It's really hard to adjust your, oh, there's no variable jump. That's a huge one. It's always just going to be the same. Okay. Yeah, that really feels bad. But it's really hard to change your trajectory in midair. I noticed that, like, right off the bat. Okay. Oh. Oh, and I can't grab onto walls. Interesting. Oh, that makes things pretty difficult. Yeah. Wall jump still feels pretty good, though. Oh, shit. Interesting. Okay. Something about the dash feels different. I don't know what it is. Maybe there's just like less of a thrust to it. Okay, this was from the first game. Oh God. There we go. Give. But yeah, the fact that you can't climb walls is actually a pretty big deal. Okay. Interesting. How did we get here? So that's another thing too, is if you hold in the direction that you're sort of wall jumping, you can kind of like Super Meat Boy just climb your way all the way up to the top. Whereas this, since there's no like variable jump, if you just press the button or whether or not you hold the button, you jump the same amount. It's, oh, I see what I have to do. You don't have as much like fine control over your movements. Okay, what does this balloon do? I have no idea. Oh, the balloon is a diamond. Okay, so it replenishes your dash. Gotcha. You know what there's not a lot of in Celeste? Like, are moving objects like this, interestingly enough. This feels weird for Celeste. Ah, shit. Okay. Nope. There we go. Yeah, wow. It's incredible what a difference not having variable jumping height makes. That's kind of insane. Oh, shit. Alright, what's the strat here? I think I see. Oh. Nope. Regardless, though, as not great as this feels, I still, another thing that I really respect about Celeste that I'm going to need to study even more if I want to make a game anything like this is their, oh shit, is their level design and how good they are at sort of really stretching a simple mechanic out into like, oh, I can get this one actually. Getting the most out of their mechanics, like their dash, their wall jump, and all that fun stuff. All right, now I can get you here. Give. Oh. Well, that was a waste. Oh. Ah. Nope. Shit. I see. There we go. Now what, though? Oh, you know what? I guess I can just... That was just a... Oh, shit. I see, I see. Oh. Okay, okay. Easy peasy. Uh-huh. Yeah, the way that they're designing their levels, there's no way that I can get to that spring without dashing. Which is, you know, just... It's kind of a neat little restriction. Hi. Point. But it is pretty impressive. No, 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 no. I'm... Can I... Okay, so I can't get that strawberry. Oh, well. Okay. So I shouldn't dash here. And up's a daisy. Okay. Ooh, you tricky little fiends. I wonder what their coyote time is like, too. I haven't had a lot of opportunity to test that. Yeah, because that's another thing I'm noticing, too, is, like... quite a change in their, like, level design philosophy from this prototype to, like, the main game. This definitely feels a little bit more like Twitch platformer sort of feeling. I mean, this is pretty reminiscent of some Celeste stuff. Huh, 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 huh. Ah, nope. Shit. Nope. Yeah. And up. Diagonal too high. Up. Nope. Wait. Up. Nope. Wait. Nope. Wait. Up. Diagonal. Up. Nice. Ooh, Downs Daisy. Okay. That's not too bad. Oop. Hang on, let me see something here. Okay, yeah, the fall speed does slow down when you're sliding on a wall. I think it does that in the normal game too. Shit. Oh. Yeah, this definitely feels like it wants to be Super Meat Boy, but with a dash. You can see a lot more of like the Super Meat Boy inspiration with like its little collectibles and how they're kind of laying out their levels. Oh boy. But it is still impressive how they managed to distinguish themselves a little bit with this dash. Okay, interesting. This seems a little too precise. Interesting. I see. So I can get it probably diagonally. Shit. Okay. I think I need to get them both diagonally. Yeah, that's a little... There we go. Okay. Ah, close. Oh, shit. Oh, nope. Wait. Damn. Ah. I always forget how many meters the prototype was too. Shit. But I swear I spent like 30 or 45 minutes when I first played this, and I was not having a good time. I'm like, come on, there's got to be something for this. Up's a daisy. Okay. Oh, yep. And then we get a little bit of spoilers for Endgame. Now things really get fucky. Double jump. Oh, okay. So I gotta go up here. There we go. Okay. Ah, nope, not quite. And that's the daisy. Ooh, mean. Okay, so I can't. There we go. Aha. Oh, you. That's clever. There we go. This is weird. Wait a minute. How do I do that? Oh, no way. Wow, okay. That's really tricky. See, there's a lot of things in Celeste that require you to be, like, super duper precise on certain jumps. But there aren't many things like this where it's like, I'm not even sure if I'm doing this properly. Like, it's so precise and, like, really, really reaching for, like, the edges of those hitboxes, you know? Like, if it were me, or I feel like if this level were designed today, we would probably have... Oh my god. I can't do drawings on this thing. Because Celeste just quits out on me. Or at least it minimizes. So I would basically take this key, you can't really see it, and just move it a couple pixels to the left so that when I do this thing, if I am meant to do it like this, right? You grab the key and then you go straight up to grab that thing right there. It's still something that's super precise to do. Or maybe I do it like this. Do I have to jump down from here and then that's what I have to do? See, that's just weird. The thing that I really like about the modern Celeste levels is that it's always generally pretty clear how you're meant to do certain things. There's not a lot of like doubling back like this, and yeah, this design just feels a little bit weird to me. Okay. Okay. That's at least a lot easier to pull off than what I was trying to do. There we go. Oh, what the hell? Oh, I see. Oh, boy. Ah, no. Okay. At least I get it now. Boy. Ups a daisy. Oh. There we go. Up, over, nope. Up, nope. Up, over. Damn. And then, hi-ya. And up. Interesting. Yeah, that's another thing that they did away with too, I think, are these little treasure chests. Where you have to, like, get a key first to unlock a strawberry. I think all of these strawberries are basically just, like, ready to grab the moment they're on screen. You don't need to, like, unlock them. The challenge is more, like, navigating the level and discovering them. Oh, man. Okay. Interesting. Huh? Oh, don't tell me. I have to go here first, and then... See, that's mean. That's a bit too mean for modern Celeste. I feel like I understand why they probably ditched the whole key aspect of it. Unless my memory is fading, and I just don't remember them doing that in modern Celeste. Because I would say modern Celeste is challenging, but it's not, like, mean, if that makes sense. It's always tasking the player with some pretty challenging levels, but it's not doing, like, a lot of, like, gotcha stuff, if that makes sense. I'm just like, oh, bet you didn't see that coming, sort of thing, you know? It presents a lot of very challenging levels, but it always feels encouraging, if that makes sense. It's like, yeah, this is really tough, but trust me, you can do it. This seems more... Because, like, I love Super Meat Boy, but Super Meat Boy's levels for sure feel, like, sadistic sometimes. Of just like, I don't know, you try it out, man. See how far you get. Probably not very, you know, like, and that's why it has that whole, maybe that's not why, but I also kind of feel that when you beat a level and it shows, like, your replay of all of your little Meat Boys just, like, dying along the way. So you really get a sense of how many times you've bashed your head against this one level, sort of thing. It feels like the challenge of Super Meat Boy was meant to be sort of like adversarial, you know? You ever play 1001 Spikes? Similar vibe to these games? Oh, really? Similar vibe as in, like... Oh, shit. As in what I was describing with, like, Super Meat Boy, or just, like, challenging 2D platformer sort of thing? Because I mean, I'd be interested in either. But what I'm kind of observing right now is a pretty distinct difference in design philosophy for level design when it comes to this game, which is just kind of interesting to ponder. Oh God, I'm always a fan of like, oh God, how of challenging 2D platformers. I feel like I haven't gotten anything like that probably since I've played Celeste, which was a very, very long time ago. Not necessarily movement-based, but very challenging 2D platformer. I'd have to try it out, because I've heard of it before, but I've never actually really like looked into the gameplay of it. Like, that name sounds familiar. I think I know what I'm supposed to do here. Yep. Yep. See that? I don't think I see that happen anywhere else in modern Celeste, where you have to wait for a consumable in the level to respawn to keep going. It's a neat idea, but it's kind of, I don't know how to describe it other than just like mean, you know? It's a bit, I think it's a bit too much for the player to try and handle in like a single screen. Or it's a bit obfuscated, you know? Like, there's additional mechanics that you have to think about and consider beyond just like your character's movements, which if they do this in modern Celeste, it must be used pretty sparingly. It seems like one of those rules that they probably committed to themselves, like, all right, let's not do this if we can help it, sort of thing. I don't know. I might just be projecting, because it feels a little mean. I don't know if I'm quite getting across what I'm trying to convey when it comes to like adversarial level design. I feel like I might be able to articulate it better if I did boot up like Super Meat Boy or something. Shit. It might just come down to like the aesthetics as well, because like the aesthetics of Celeste, and especially like the message of it, is on the whole very encouraging. So it's not gonna like hold your hand and make these challenges easier unless you use like assist mode, which is available, and that's nice. But it also doesn't like laugh at you for failing these things. And Super Meat Boy, I wouldn't say like laughs at you either, but it feels like it does, you know? And I'm not saying one's better than the other. I'm just mostly saying, like, wow, this prototype is a lot different from what modern Celeste feels like. And it's beyond just, like, the less polished mechanics, the less polished character movement and stuff. Like, the level design feels adversarial. So if you're saying 1001 Spikes is like that, Roka, I'd be interested to try it out. Because I am a fan of certain, like, mean games like that as well. I mean, fuck, I'm playing Fear and Hunger too still. Up and over. There we go. Hey, nice. Wow, I completed that a lot faster than I did the first time I played this. My God, I wonder if I took a picture of it. But I feel like I spent like at least twice as long trying to get this completed. Because I thought, I was like, oh, these strawberries probably count for like the level total. They don't. It is super cool that they put that in there though. Yeah, wow. It just this alone, being able to change like the height of this, I can jump so much more quickly. I feel so much more in control, and being able to grab is such a huge game changer. Wow, that is wild to feel that difference. Like, it goes beyond just, like, the visual aesthetics of it. Like, you can really feel... Oh, actually, this is a good place to test out Coyote time. See how much... Wow. See how much time they give me. That's kind of crazy. Like, it's really helpful that they have that little puff cloud, too. I basically have, like, a full sprite's worth of Coyote time. That's kind of crazy. I'll have to plug this into like my video editing software to see. Wow. I think, man, people really underestimate how much they rely on how much they rely on Coyote time for like a platformer to feel good. Damn, that's insane. Another thing I want to test once I actually have like a controller map that I can look at while playing the game is how big like their jump buffer is. So when I press the jump button before I land on the ground, I'm still able to jump. It seems fairly generous, but I've actually seen games with a lot more generous jump buffers than that. Interesting. Alright, let's go down. Let's actually finish this level, huh? Shit. Oh, I could feel that going all kinds of wrong. Yeah. Wait. Shit. Oops. No, thank you. Wow, okay. Oh. Ah, okay. Whoops. Ah, shit. Didn't mean to grab that there. Oh. Ups a daisy, ups a daisy. Alright. Ah, shit. That's a dash. I used the 9 souls dash. Alright. Oh. Oh boy. What's this way? Strawberry. Perfect. That's mean. That's mean. But a different kind of mean than what I was originally talking about, so I'm sounding like a bit of a hypocrite. Alright, let's see here. Do this, and we'll go up here. And maybe I can do this, because we're not going to go back on this wall. There we go. Grab that. Land on here. Jump over, and done. Nice. Wait. See, there was a lot of flexibility with getting through that. It was kind of a tricky segment, but like, they put 2 gems in there just to make things a little bit easier. So it's still challenging, but it's still kind of encouraging you, you know? Granted, this is one of the earlier stages, so that might have something to do with it. That did feel a little bit uncharacteristically friendly, actually, a bit too friendly. Ah, shit! And I can't jump down. Well, damn it. I guess I'll have to go back through there, see if I can find a blob. Oh no, it's blocked now. I mean, okay. Hi, Oshiro. I haven't even begun cleaning and I already feel a renewed lightness of spirit. That's the power of positive thinking. Actually, I cleared out some of the clutter for you. Oh yes, thank you, Miss Madeline. But please relax and let the hotel staff handle it. Oshiro, you fool. You're losing her. Guests don't want to spend their time cleaning. You okay? Yes, of course. This is the finest hotel you'll ever visit. You'll see. I'm gonna let my problems pile up like this. Right. Wait. 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 There's Theo. Hey, what's up, buddy? Theo, are you a guest here too? Madeline, I'm so happy to see you right now. I'm all about spooky mysteries, but this is getting too real. What just happened? Have you talked to Mr. Oshiro? I think he could really use some help. You think? He's a creepy old weirdo. I bet he's cleaning out a nook to hide our bodies as we speak. I'm gonna crawl through this vent. It's blowing cold air from the outside. Come on. Mr. Oshiro's troubled, but I don't think he wants to hurt us. He just needs to clean up this mess. I want to help him. Madeline, that's very sweet, but this is dangerous. We need to get out of here and call an expert on creepy old dudes. We aren't prepared for this. I think I can get through to him. Go ahead and I'll catch up with you later. Man, you're more stubborn than my sister. I thought that was impossible. Take care of yourself.
Thanks, Theo. I'll see you outside.
There he goes. Oh, close. Nope. Take that. Not quite. There we go. Oh, shit. I see. I see you, you little strawberry. I'm gonna get you. Oh, hi. Damn. Alright. Okay. I think I see how I can get it. I have to dash and then grab the wall. Ah! Okay. Being too ginger with it. Hoi! Hoi! No! Damn it. Just gotta get that timing down. Shit. Oh. And good. Good. And down. Over and up. Oh, okay. Gotta get a little higher. Little higher. Oh. There we are. And down. Oh. Hoi. Ooh, you tricky little minx. And down we go. Boink. Maybe I should have split this chapter up into two. We're playing this along and I haven't even gotten to the development stuff yet. That's fine. I'm still at that stage where I need a little bit of encouragement to get into the thick of developing things. Alright, where are you at, Oshio? I think he's over here. There you are. Hey, what's up? It's looking a lot nicer in here. Can you show me the exit now? But Miss Madeline, you barely enjoyed the myriad luxuries of our hotel has to offer. We can talk more once I finish cleaning. I'm very busy. Yes, young people have no respect these days. You're welcome. Sheesh. Whoop. But yeah, also the ability in this game to just like, oh, I guess you can't really, wait, hang on. If you're, that's right. If you're holding it, then you can climb up a wall by mashing the jump. Wait, interesting. That is interesting though. So you can't do that when you're holding towards the wall and not grabbing it. But then you can do the old Super Meat Boy wall jump thing when you're grabbing. I was not aware of that. Wait. Oh wait, how did I get that heart again? That's something I'm gonna shit. That's something I'm gonna need to figure out. Woo! I think maybe I like return to that section after I'm done cleaning things up. I think that's how it works. Oh shit. Easy peasy. Oh shit. Oi, oi, oi. Oi. And that's a daisy. Okay. Ooh, how do? Actually, I think I know. Oops, not like that though. That was silly. Never mind. I forgot that we're out of charge when we do this. Okay, so this is one of the. Okay, so this is one of those ones where like you have to use a resource that you already grabbed in world, but you do have more time to like. You can think about it. You don't have to like stall time in the air to grab it, which makes it a little bit nicer. And you actually don't even necessarily have to do that. I see. Okay, so they do stuff like this. But it seems like they give you a little bit more leeway to do it, at least for this example. Ah, shit. Let's grab that again, okay? I should have grabbed the wall. And up and over. And now we can... There we go. Hoi! Oh, God. No, damn it. Ups the daisy, grab the wall, go, grab this. Alright, so what I need to do is like this, grab the wall, and then go. There we go. Easy peasy. Now, I think we can get that heart if we go back. Damn it. Hopefully these open up again. Maybe there was a specific way I was supposed to unlock these rooms. Because it opens all three of them at the start, and then from there you can't go back to them. Let's hope these open up again. There you are! You certainly have a knack for wandering off. It was tough, but I sorted everything for you. The Celestial Resort Hotel extends its gratitude for your assistance, Miss Madeline. Of course, the staff has had the mess under control. Oh, sure, yeah. How humiliating. You must be eager to see your room. It's just up the elevator and down the hall. Sure, what the heck. Show me the presidential suite. It sounds lovely. Not your last chance, Oshiro. Don't lose it now. Alright, let's see if I can go back. These are blocked off. Damn, they're blocked off. Yeah. So I had to do that in a specific order, too. Alright, elevator's busted. Oops. Oh. Hey, what's up, Theo? Man, it's amazing here. How's it going with El Cripo? I helped him clean up that huge mess. He was kind of a jerk about it. He still thinks he can convince me to stay. Madeline, seriously. My bad idea radar is off the charts on this one. You should get out of here. If I disappear now, Mr. Oshiro could have a meltdown. Maybe I can actually do something good, for once. Forget your karma, dude. I think that guy's going to melt down no matter what. You have to think about your safety. Theo, I'll be okay. Yeah, didn't expect you to listen. See you on the outside, jailbird. Can I go up through here? Man, I really do forget how to get all these hearts. That is one criticism that I think I do have with the game, is that there's a lot of really cool things in the game in terms of like challenges and bonus content that's locked behind getting a certain number of hearts, which are, like, at least for Celeste standards, super secret in terms of, like, how you're meant to get them. Like, they're more like puzzles than they are like platforming challenges. And some of those puzzles can be really, really either obscure or, like, really difficult to, like, stumble upon and find. So, like, first of all, it's kind of hard to find them. Second of all, it's sometimes hard to, like, actually get them and solve, like, a puzzle. But if you do solve those puzzles, you unlock, like, some really cool platforming challenges. Like, I would say if you were to beat Celeste just by playing the A-sides... Oh, I fucked that up. Just by playing the A-sides and getting to the ends, you've probably experienced, I would say, maybe about 60% of all of the game, all of the content that the game has to offer, which is a good amount, but there's still like 40% of the game is gated through these like heart puzzles that are really, really difficult to figure out without a guide. I feel like they could have maybe made it a little easier to shit, I think I fucked myself there. To sort of unlock those like C-sides, and then I think the really damning thing is that you need all of the hearts in order to unlock like the DLC content, which is which has some of like the best content in the game, both like narratively and platform challenge wise. It's really, really good stuff, but you can't get it unless you get like all of the hearts, which is kind of insane for even if you're a really big fan of the game and its like platforming mechanics. If you're not into those puzzles, you miss out on a lot of that content that you would have otherwise really, really enjoyed. So I always thought that was kind of weird that they did it like that. Shit. This one's really tricky. Jump. Jump up, and then grab here, and then up. We don't need to grab this again, so we'll go down here, and then this. Damn. Yeah, this one's a little too tricky. Ow. I still can't believe Rook one-shot this game in like 8 hours. Even as somebody who's a big fan of the game, that sounds like just a recipe for madness. He definitely seemed like he was at his wit's ends by the time he was wrapping up. But hey, I'm glad he played it. Yeah. Over here, and then up and over. That might not be enough. This. Up. Oh, lordy. Nope, shit. Okay, so I do have to be careful on that second platform. I need a little bit of wiggle room. Alright. Damn it. Wait. Alright. Wait. Okay. Those are things might get nasty. Damn it. Damn it, damn it. Yeah, I would say this strawberry is a little mean. Alright. Oh, I still don't have it yet? Oh, mean. Hi. There we go. Damn. That one was evil. Shit. That's a mess up. Alright. Oh, shit. Shit. I fucked that up. Hoi. Ups and daisy. Hoi. Hoi. Alright. This
This is it, Oshiro. Your last chance. You've already ruined it, making a guest clean up your mess. She'll never stay. No, she's still here. There's still a chance. Presents as sweet as the key. You will surely impress her.
Uh-oh.
It's got a Oshiro.
Nuts. Hey, buddy. You good?
There you are, Miss Madeline. Follow me quickly. We're almost there.
Okay. Oh, bad. Bad, bad, bad. Nope. Okay, so I have to jump from the wall first. Whoop. Wait. And then I probably have to hit the wall again, honestly. Or... yeah, we can do that. Oh, I thought I dashed. Boo. Oi. Oh, I can't dash again, right. Alright, so I definitely do have to do something like... oops. I have to leave a little bit of room at the end for me to jump back. Ah, I think I fucked it. That one seems tricky. That one seems real tricky. Alright, that's pretty good. That's a bit too precise for my liking. Ah, shit. I fucked that up. Kill me. There we go. This seems good. There we are. This is so mean. Oh. Okay. Hey, I'm on solid ground right now. This should count. Oh, I'm not. There we go. What's down here? All right. Strawberry challenge. Okay. Ooh. Okay, so there's 2 strawberries here. Oh, fuck. All right. Go up and grab this. And then this will be tricky. Damn it. Alright. Oh. This way. Damn it. This way. Shit. Up's a daisy. Nope. Up's a daisy. Over and under. Do like this. Grab you. Hoi. Alright. Here's where it gets a little bit spicy. Oh! Damn. There we go. Alright. And then we climb up here. And perfect. What's over here? This seems like critical path, maybe. Oh, wait, no, hang on. Let's see what's over here. Maybe I... is this a strawberry? I forget. Shit. No, I think we grabbed the key from there, and I don't want that yet. Oh, wow. What a... oh, we can't go either of these directions. Okay. Do just go this way. Oi. Yeah, you should have. Hang on, what's over here? Oh, B-side, let's go. I totally missed this. I think on the first chapter. Shit. How you doing, Rook? Bro, I can't believe that you one-shot this entire game in one sitting. That is something that, even as a hardcore fan, I just would not recommend. The madness must have been insane. But congratulations on finishing it. Oi. Hey, you know, you good, man, you good. What did you think of it? I'm assuming that was your first time playing it, yeah? It's Mr. Usher's diary. The final entry appears to be decades old. As of today, the hotel is officially closed. Charlotte organized the staff for a farewell hike up the mountain. Most of us have never seen the summit. It seemed like a fitting goodbye, but when the time came, I couldn't bear to leave without looking around one last time. I told them to go on without me. I was on full tilt towards the end. The game was awesome. Yeah, it does a really good job. Like, I would personally recommend, like, stepping away from the game once you start getting full tilty, because especially when you get to, like, the B and C sides, that really fucks with your ability to actually succeed. I would highly, highly, highly recommend going back to the B sides, checking out how you get all the hearts so you can unlock the C sides, and then once you get all the hearts, there's an entire, like, 3-hour DLC that unlocks after that has some really, really cool mechanics, fucking awesome music, and a great little, like, extra piece of, like, epilogue story. It's really good. I will catch up with them soon, after I double check that everything's in order. I can't believe my time here is over. What am I going to do now? Perhaps I'll stay one last night, so that the hotel and I can have a proper goodbye. Yeah, to give you an example, like, I can generally get through most of, like, when I was first playing, I was getting through most of the chapters with about a handful of hundreds of deaths per chapter, especially in the later ones. I was probably approaching like 500, 600, maybe 700 deaths, maybe, I forget. But at the end of the DLC chapter, I think I racked up like 3,000, like 3,500 deaths in that one chapter. It was kind of absurd. But I was glad I was able to catch the end part. I love the end sequence so much with like the summit. What up, David DG, kind of. What we're doing right now, I'm kind of procrastinating. What I'm trying to do is I'm going through one of my favorite games of all time, particularly for its platforming mechanics, to see how they sort of feel, what sort of secret juiciness is behind this stuff. And then once I'm done with this little chapter that I'm procrastinating on, what I'm trying to do is I'm going to try and replicate it in Unity. So I basically call it dev tracing. I play it, see how it feels, and then see if I can kind of replicate it. I know that there's a like the code for the Celeste's character movement is open source, and I can kind of look at it. But I learn a lot better when I'm doing stuff myself, and I have to see like where the pitfalls are, what sort of considerations that the developer had to took to make it feel as good as it does. Oh, I didn't show this screen. Yeah. So all I have right now is just like basic controller support. I actually did quite a revamp of it since I last did some stuff, but I have the basic speed down. Like I've been setting this on like a stopwatch. I was like, okay, what's like the relative like movement speed of this thing? Next, I'll probably be doing the fall mechanics of just like falling off a ledge, colliding with things and stuff like that. And then hopefully the thing that I really want to try to implement that I've never been good at implementing is just how to make this jump feel really nice. Because Celeste jump is like top tier in my opinion. So that's the plan. Usually to warm up, I'm just going to be playing like a chapter of Celeste. I just so happen to pick one of the longest chapters, which is unfortunate. I haven't gotten to developing yet. Do you do any game development yourself, David? Oh, the presidential suite. Truly, this very definition of rustic luxury. I'll stand back and allow you to soak in the majesty. Trying to? Nice. I always encourage people to start. Game development has become a lot more accessible than it was like 5-10 years ago with like game engines and things. There's a lot of great engines that you can use, a lot of awesome tutorials. I mostly use Unity, but I definitely got my starts in in game development with like Game Maker. There's really no bad place to start, in my opinion, except maybe if you're. Oh wow, auto mod for that. There's really no wrong way to start, except maybe I would maybe suggest not trying to like build your own engine from scratch if you're just trying to get into game development, because that if you're not into a lot of the intricacies that go into making a game engine, that'll probably steer you away from actually getting into like the meat and potatoes of what game development is. So unless making an engine is kind of your bag and that sounds really interesting on its own, maybe start with like some sort of pre-built engine so you don't get too discouraged right off the bat. I really want to try and go through the B-sides. I did the hotel one because of you. Oh, dude, hotel? That's a rough one to start with. You should have started with World 1 B-sides. One sitting was a crazy task, but I'm glad I did it, though. Fair enough. I'm glad I caught the end. Learning Godot. I want to learn Godot a little bit. I have a lot of buddies who have made the transition from like Unity or Unreal to Godot, and they've made some really cool things with it. I think it's really awesome that it's open source, and you don't really have to worry about if you ever take this like public and try and sell things, you don't have to worry about like your livelihood or your profits going to some third-party company if they change their terms of service. I think it's really cool. As much as I'm a Unity fanboy, it's mostly just because it's the only engine that I've really used to make games for the past 10-ish years or so. So I'm kind of bound to it based on like just all of my institutional knowledge went into Unity, so it's a lot harder for me to transition. But I was really happy to see that a bunch of people moved towards Godot when Unity was pulling like their runtime fee shenanigans stuff. Every time I peep the stream, you've been playing Celeste instead of... I know. I unfortunately picked a really long chapter, but this has been important because I don't know if you were here, Pomo, but this chapter specifically has a hidden secret that lets you play the original prototype of Celeste. So I actually got a really good education on what makes this character controller feel great versus what made the prototype feel kind of janky and not as satisfying. So that was good to see. But I am kind of stalling at this point. I'm almost at the end of the chapter, and we'll be doing some development stuff. Do you remember what your death count was at the end? No, but I can look it up on my Switch. I'm playing this on PC right now, but... Oh, you know what? It actually might be better for me to play this on Switch, because I think then I'll be able to use this little thing, and you'll be able to actually like see the inputs that I'm doing. I might transition to that, honestly. I understand it can be a lot to handle. If you have it, Pop Shove It plus Celeste controls could be a fun thing to play. Those things seem at odds with each other, though, you know? Because Celeste, from what I can tell, doesn't use any sort of physics in their platforming. They're not using momentum, velocity, or anything like that. It seems like they're just translating things and have some hard set values. Like, there's no gravity. Yeah, you fall, but you don't, like, accelerate as you're falling. Meanwhile, Pop Shove It, which, for anybody who doesn't know, is a game that I made for a jam, which was basically, like, Tony Hawk meets Super Monkey Ball. That's all physics-based, which is kind of difficult. When I found the Pico 8 version, I started playing and forgot I was playing regular Celeste. Yeah. Dude, I raged so hard when I first played the Pico 8 one because the controls just don't feel as tight. And also the thing I was talking about is that like the level design feels a lot more antagonistic in the prototype. It felt more like Super Meat Boy-esque levels rather than like these sort of Celeste levels, which are challenging, but they still feel like encouraging and a lot more clear in terms of what you're supposed to be doing. I was trying to articulate it during the prototype, but I don't think I did a very good job. It's beautiful. The furniture looks expensive. It's very spacious. The colors are elegant. I could tell you put a lot of work into it.
I knew it would impress you.
Yeah. So, can I get on the roof from here?
Imbecile, you're losing her.
Oh, I almost forgot to mention. Hey, thank you for the follow, David.
Valued guests such as yourself stay in our finest accommodations at half price.
I don't want to stay. Please, Miss Madeline. Please stay. Mr. Oshiro, I've already been sidetracked long enough. There she is. There's my girl. Madeline, sweetie, forget this loser. Loser? You're in denial, old man. This resort is a dump. Who would ever want to stay here? Someone had to say it. Fun fact. I used to be in like the cocktail mixing scene, as in just like doing it at home as a hobby. And after I got like the basics down of like old-fashioned not gin and tonic, but like old-fashioned daiquiris and stuff like that, I started to make my own recipes based off of video games. And one of the ones that I made was called the Battle Line, which I think it was a gin sour with muddled, I believe it was blackberries. No, I think it was blueberries. So it's got like a bit of like a bluish tint to it. And then to top it off, I would pour like some red wine around the rim. So it'd be like a dark reddish purple, and then it kind of like transitions into blue. And I was very proud of it. It was very delicious. She doesn't mean that. I'm very busy. Please leave, Miss Madeline. Come on, Miss Madeline. You heard the man. Where would you be without me? Hey, buddy.
Why would she say my beautiful hotel is a dump?
How dare she insult you like that?
What if she's right?
Of course she's right. You couldn't even clean up without her help.
I tried. I'm doing my best. Miss Madeline only wanted to help. Why was she so cruel?
How dare she insult you like that?
What if she's right?
Of course she's right. You couldn't even clean up without her help.
I tried.
Okay, it's looping. All right. Here we go. I thought we'd never get rid of him. You owe me one. Add it to the list. Leave me alone. I thought you were so determined to keep climbing. Now all of a sudden you're some weirdo's therapist? Why won't you go away? Miss Madeline, before you go, I need to ask one question. Why would you be so nice to me, only to run away? What did I do wrong? Oh, give it a break. You still don't get it? She only helps people to feed her twisted ego. She never cared about you! Shut up! I just wanted to help. You're both pathetic. Pathetic? You only came here to humiliate me? I won't grovel at your feet any longer. Ah! Let's go. Shit. Shit. Try me, bitch. Whoop. Oh, shit. Oh, I see. Shit. You ever think you're going back for those strawberries, Rook? Shit. Shit. Nope. Hang on. Ah, we almost had it. Come here, buddy. Aw, man. I needs it. I wants it. And away we go. No, thank you. Oh, that was close. Try me. Oh, I didn't even see that. I was paying attention to the strawberry. Nice. Oh, you tried. Strob. Oh wow, that's quite the screen. Fortunately, you don't like a lot of the content that you haven't experienced at Rook. It doesn't unlock by, I don't know why I did that, by getting strawberries. The loading screens are right. The strawberries are 100% optional, unless you want like a different ending screen. That's literally all you get from them. But I like the fun little platforming challenges. It can get really, oh shit. It can get really difficult, David. Which is kind of like one of my bread and butters in terms of like some of my favorite platforming games. But what I like about this game is it's tough, but the reset speed is really nice. The controls are really tight. Whenever you die, you feel like it's your fault. And there's something about the level design, and just like the overall, I think, the overall feel of this game feels very encouraging, to the point where like they'll throw some really nasty challenges at you, but at the same time, both like the narrative and the level design will constantly make you feel like, oh no, you got this, you can do this, sort of thing. Oh shit. It's a very encouraging game, despite being pretty fucking nasty and difficult. Oh boy. It's got a similar appeal to like Souls games, where it's like, how the fuck am I supposed to do this? And then you kind of feel like a golden god by the end of it. Maybe I'll just go this way, fuck it. Oh boy. Try me, bitch. Ah shit, no, I thought I was above there. Yeah, this is definitely the final gauntlet of this level, I see. Normally these screens aren't this long. Ah shit. Yeah, 100%. I always felt every death was my fault. I just need to adjust everything, need to be fine. Yeah. And that's the big thing with a lot of like challenging platformers that they really need to get right, is if you're gonna make a difficult game like this, the controls need to be solid enough to the point where like you do feel like it's your fault for failing, and not just like, oh, but I totally did the input or whatever. Right? Like it's gotta be very, very precise. It's a risky game to play. You really have to be confident that your character or controller kicks ass. Oh no! That was it. That was the end right there. Speaking of which, have you ever played the game Super Meat Boy, Rook? Because that is a similar sort of game where like it's a very difficult it's a very difficult platformer, but the controls are just like so fucking buttery smooth that even though it's rage-inducing, you still feel like you're the one who fucked up when you die. Try me, bitch. Point, point. Aww. Hitbox. Forgot that part. Boink. Whoa! Get out of here. Whoa, buddy. You really locked on fast with that one. No! Alright, we're good. Shut up. Alright, we're good. I haven't. I'm afraid to play these types of games. I have a slow response time. That's fair. I mean, there is a pretty generous like assist mode that you can use to like tweak the settings a little bit to make it a little bit easier for somebody with like slow reaction time stuff. But yeah, I can fully admit that this isn't necessarily for everyone, but it's definitely an experience worth having, I think.
I just wanted to help. I decided to close the hotel for repairs. The second floor plumbing is leaking. The library is in complete disarray. Not to mention the hole in the ceiling of the presidential suite. Please, just leave me alone. Poor guy. Aww. We're getting to the development part, Pomo. The chapter's done. This one was probably one of the longer chapters outside of the summit, just because I wanted to play through the prototype as well. No, we ain't doing B-sides yet. Wow, I still missed so many. We got that B-side, though. I totally missed the B-side in World 1, though. All right, this is a little interlude, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I missed B-side. Yeah, how did I miss that? We'll probably go back to that. Maybe next time we'll just do a B-side instead of going through an entire chapter. B-side is basically a harder version of the level. So that was the hotel thing. I'll just give you a little preview. Oh, I love that they do different music for the B-sides as well. But B-side is like, you have to first find the cassette tape that unlocks these levels. And then it's like a harder variant of the world itself without any of like the story and stuff like that. Oh, wow. Rook, you tell me you did this like immediately after chapter 3? That's so difficult. So it really like pushes your like platforming skills to the test. It's way harder than any of like the actual levels. This is a lot more focused on just like, are you good at platforming sort of thing. It's kind of nuts. Yep. Yep. Hoi. 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 Ah, shit. You know how to long jump? I did at one point. That's something that they teach you in, wait, I wonder if I can do it here. What? Oh, shit. Hoi. Yeah, something like that. That's not going to help me here. But that's like a specific mechanic that they teach you in like the DLC. What? Shit. Ah, fuck that up. Actually, I might be able to do that here. Wait. Wait. Oh, shit. Oh, man. Some of the B-side tracks absolutely slap, though. Wait. 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 Ah! Yeah, that's so tough. I just want to clear this one screen. Shit. What? Shit. Thinking dashing down diagonal into the ground and then jump. Yep, that's basically what it is. So it's like... Ah, shit, not like that. I think they call it like wave dashing or something. Wait, hang on. Maybe if I... Restart. Oh, not save and quit. I want to restart the chapter. Yes. So this jump right here is a good sort of representation of it, where I can go like that. That's something that you have to learn how to do. And what's important about that is that you can see, even though I dashed to do it, if you do it right, you have a dash for like the next jump. You didn't know it was the thing. This is something that he specifically programmed in for speedrunners. It's like a really like staple speedrunner strat. And what really makes the DLC chapter so difficult but also interesting is that it teaches you these little speedrun mechanics, and then they design levels that can only be completed by being able to do something like that. So there are jumps that you literally can't make unless you do something like this. And then there's another thing which is really fucking mean. I was never good at this. How do you do it again? You have to like
Yeah, I don't think I can do it on this map. But basically, if you dash up vertically and then jump off at the right time, you can regain your charge again. Dash diagonally up the wall. Well, I mean, I know how to do this level, but there's a specific sort of like mechanic, like a speedrunner's mechanic that you can do where you can like save. You're saying the mechanic? I'm pretty sure you have to like dash like perfectly vertically up against it, actually. Ow. But it is on the corner. It's a very pixel perfect thing that I maybe got about like 60 to 70% like accurate with it after a certain point, but I never could like pull it off 100%. Ow. Yeah, you dash to the bottom corner. But I don't think there's going to be an opportunity for me to do that on this specific map. To my knowledge. Fuck. Alright, I just want to clear this one screen one more time because it feels good. Woo! 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 And then you grab this one, go around. Ah! Damn it. Shit. You can do it on the first one there? No, it's a bit too far away. Because this spring brings me up so high. Yeah. Alright, cool. Now we'll return to the map. I can't be playing this more. I need to actually do some development on this development stream. But I can probably look it up. Hang on. Alright, we're gonna back out of here. Back out, back out, back out. And exit. Yeah, you really see it in the seaside of the summit. Celeste, summit, seaside. So this is a level where you have to use that specific mechanic to progress. Yeah. That right there. That jump right there. Zip! So it's not necessarily like you're preserving a charge, but what you can do is you get a lot more extra height by jumping immediately off of that. Yeah, so you have to be like slightly underneath. Let me slow this down here. You have to be slightly underneath it and then dash up so that you can wall jump immediately as you're dashing. So this mechanic and that long jump mechanic become super critical for like the DLC. And you have to learn how to do this in order to beat like Summit Seaside. Like there's a lot of really cool things that they built into the character controller to like enable speedrunners. I'm not gonna go this in depth to make like this 100% accurate. What I wanna do is I wanna make a jump that feels good and a wall jump that feels good. And I'll basically leave it at that point. I'm not doing like these, well maybe I'll probably be doing the dash as well because I've always wanted to try and implement like some sort of like blink mechanic. And there's a lot of tricky, hang on, let me just mute this. There's a lot of tricky things that you have to consider when you're doing a blink mechanic like that, particularly with regards to collision detection. So that's something that I'm really going to need to figure out as well. So I'll probably be spending a lot of time on this project. Oh man, level design in this is so slick. All right, I am going to go to the bathroom, and then we're going to get started on some actual development here. It's been too long. Let's start on some City Pop here. All right, I will be back. Where's the TV? Right. Let's see here. I think I have. Is this on now? All right. Whew. Oh, we still have the World of Horror background here. Nope, not Balatro, please. So Rook, if you're still interested, I'm gonna boot up the OG Celeste. Oh, I definitely can't. I definitely don't think I'll be able to play this on the Switch and figure it out, because there's a pretty significant input delay on this thing. Maybe I will have to stick with the PC version of it. I'll have to try and find out how to make it like borderless windowed so that I can kind of like tab out of it easily. But just to give you an idea, Rook, since you've gone through all of like the A-side stuff and completed the story, I would say you've probably seen anywhere from like 60 to 70% of like the total content that's involved with that game. Actually, I would probably say 60%, because you would have to play through all the B-sides, and then there's also some C-sides, as well as like the entire DLC chapter. So you've definitely seen more than half of it, maybe 65%-ish, but there's still a huge chunk available in that game if you're up for like more challenging levels and stuff. The B-sides are great. The C-sides are pretty brutal, but that DLC chapter is. Is there a C-side for every level? Yes, there is. But to unlock those, I believe you have to find like all of the hearts, I think. Well, I think you have to beat all the C-sides, and then I think that unlocks the C-sides. There's something that you have to do to unlock them. There's also secret hearts. I saw you found one that was at the summit that you have to sort of like figure out how to get. All of those are like locked behind little puzzles that are either difficult to find or difficult to acquire. And I think that's one of those parts where I'm just like, eh. C-sides will double your total play time. Yeah, they're pretty brutal. But unlike the B-sides and A-sides, I think each C-side is only like 3 screens. So it's like 3 really brutal segments for each level. My buddy Mango was talking about get all the blue hearts. Yeah, okay, so it's probably the blue hearts that you have to get for the C-sides. And those hearts, I mean, I would honestly recommend that you just look up how to get those. Though that's kind of like something that I would maybe criticize Celeste about, is that they lock a lot of really cool, challenging platformer content, including the entire DLC chapter, behind these hearts that are like a bit more cryptic to get. They're not necessarily like, not all of them are like platforming puzzles. They're more kind of just like, not to the level of like ARG, but they do require you to think about the game a lot more differently in order to get them. So to give you an example, actually, I can show you here. Sorry, am I not? Okay. Here's my little passport, baby. 14,000 total deaths. And I think at least 4,000 of those were from the DLC chapter alone. Look at all those little stamps on it too. I'm very proud of this save file. So there's how many deaths total did I get on this thing? Yeah, 4,500 deaths alone on chapter 9. Whereas like any other chapter, was this the summit? I believe it was. Oh, the core. Oh, there's the whole core chapter too. Yeah, you need to get all the blue hearts, I think, to unlock the core, and then you need to get all the hearts to unlock like the farewell. There's still a lot to do. Summit, let's see. Yeah, like 1,200, almost 1,300 deaths on the summit, and I basically quadrupled that for like the DLC chapter. It's kind of insane. So to give you an idea of how tricky some of these hearts are, like let's go to this one. Oh, you'll also see I have 19 out of 18 strawberries here. And that's because there's one thing that I'll probably refuse to ever get to like 101% this thing. And that is after you get all the strawberries, all the hearts, all that stuff, you get this little thing, which you can't really tell because I've already gotten it and it's kind of faded out. But it's called the golden strawberry that will follow you all the way to the end. And if you die at any point while holding the golden strawberry, you go back to the beginning, the very beginning of the chapter. So you have to get through the entire chapter without dying in order to claim the golden strawberry. I was only able to do that for the first 2 chapters, and I think I gave up after chapter 3 just because it was so long and brutal. I did a deathless run just for the first 2 chapters because they're relatively easy to do once you go through everything else. Okay, so to get the heart in this chapter, you specifically have to be in the dream realm, and then you have to take advantage of a very subtle mechanic that they don't really teach you. But every time, if you'll notice, when I dash into the other screen, I get my dash back when I go to the other screen. So what you can do is dash, 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 dash. Oh, shit. I fucked it up. Hoit. 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 And then climb up. Oh, shit. I didn't realize that wasn't a platform that I could get on. All right, let's go back up. Got my dash back. Climb up. Jump, dash. Hoit. Hoit. Oh, I fucked it up. So it's really tricky stuff like this that kind of go against like the main mechanics that you've been using this whole time, and it's a bit like a puzzle, which is fine, but I don't like the fact that they gated a lot of really cool content behind these hearts. Like actual platforming content that more people would care about outside of like these like puzzle seekers sort of thing. These are neat little Easter eggs to have. And if you want to like hide some bonus content or even just like an achievement or something behind them, I'm totally cool with that. I just don't like how they used it to like dispense. God, I really fucked that up. Dispense some really cool like platformer content that more people would care about behind these pretty cryptic secrets. Yeah. Did you make it up here in like the real world? Because they do give you like a little bit of a hint on it, but they don't really tell you. Yeah, so here's the heart itself. I already have it, but ta-da! And that's one of the easier ones to get, honestly. And unfortunately... Let's see if it'll show it when I go to the core here. You'll have this that unlocks after you beat the game. And then when you go to it, you'll see that you're kind of blocked by a door where you need to collect hearts. Let's get that. And I think it'll show it. Yeah. Zoom. Oh, you did get up there. Yeah, you gotta go when it's when you're in the dream world. Oh, yeah, I forgot about this mechanic. The core is really weird because you can't replenish your dashes by jumping or by touching the ground. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, so you get this little door. Oh, you only needed 4 hearts for this, do you? Yeah. I think you need 4 hearts. Yeah, there's absolutely no way I'm doing golden strawberry on this. Are you kidding me? You need 4 hearts for this one, and then I think you need more hearts for the B side, then more hearts for the C side. But you need all of the hearts in the game to unlock the DLC chapter, which I don't mind any of the hearts that are outside of the A sides, because the A side hearts are all like puzzles that you need to like solve and really noodle about. But like the B side and C side hearts is just beat the map and you'll get the B side and C side hearts. So you just need to get all of the puzzles for the A sides and then beat all the B and C sides in order to get to the farewell chapter, which I understand that a little bit more because you really, really, really need to be good at the game in order to stand a chance at the farewell chapter. So beating the B and C sides is a good test of that. But doing the puzzles for the A sides, not so much. So I wish that was a little bit different, but otherwise, good game. Good game. I would imagine it works like badges in Pokemon when you approach the league. Kind of, except in my opinion, the A sides don't test your player skill to say that, like, okay, cool, you're good for the core now. The B and C side chapters definitely do. So I'm fine with those, but not so much the others, the A side ones. It's a minor little blemish. All right. Let's get to some actual development here. Actually, I have to change this a little bit. Now I can just capture my center monitor, and that'll be fine. And I can move this here. Okay. I don't need this really much anymore. And we can pull this over here. I did do some development off on the side. Hang on, okay, this sounds fine. I did some development on the side where I basically revamped the player character controller thing here. It used to be super dense with, like, I was adding like some movement buffers so that, like, one of the tricky things is that when you hold left on the analog stick and you're moving left, but then you press right on the D-pad, they start moving right. And then when you let go of the D-pad and you're still holding left analog stick, they start moving left again. It's like, so what the hell? How do they do that? Is it like a movement buffer where, like, they keep track of the inputs and then just revert back to the old one when they let go and stuff like that? And it was a really flimsy, gross thing with a lot of code to it. So I changed it to a state machine. So now we have an idle state that basically, when the player is in this state, they look for when the player clicks on the move left analog stick or the move right analog stick. And when they do, we change their state to the movement state. And that's all this does. So when the player is standing still, I know that this is the only code that's running. So it makes it a lot easier for me to sort of keep track of that stuff. When they're moving, they get into the run state. So when they enter the run state, I determine which direction that they're currently running. And then I subscribe to whatever triggers would cause them to go in the opposite direction. So if they're moving left, I check to see if they ever hit move right at all. And if they do, we change the state to start moving right. And then if they let go, we change the state back to start moving left. So there's no sort of, like, weird fuckery going on with, like, adding things to an array and then subtracting them for an array and then, like, checking that stuff. I wanted to set up this sort of state machine on the first sort of development stream, but my brain was a little bit fuzzy at the moment, and I just wanted to get something out and on the screen. So what's going to be nice about this is that, like, we'll have, like, an idle state here, and then we'll have certain triggers that'll do, like, the move state. So from the idle state, you can go to the move state, or you can go to the jump state, right? Or you can go to the... Wait, no, you can't go from the idle state to a different state here. Hang on. Let me get rid of that. My eraser is tiny. So from the idle state, you can only go from, like, the jump state or the move state. And then from the move state, if you're, like, running around, right, and you press the jump button, then you can go to the jump state. Sorry, this looks a little gross. And then what was I trying to get at here? There's also a fall state. Fall. So when you are just, like, you're not jumping, you're not accelerating upwards, but you're kind of just falling down. So what you can do from the move state is go to the fall state, and that's what happens if you were to, like, walk off of a ledge or something, right? So you can start falling down even if you haven't hit the jump button. So that's important to know. Once you reach the pinnacle of your jump, or you let go of the jump button, you can also go to the fall state. So this kind of looks convoluted, but critically, you know that there's no way for you to go from the, let's toggle color here, from, like, the idle state to the fall state. That's not a thing that can happen. So what I can do is, if I'm, like, moving around, if I'm, like, walking around and something weird is going on with the character movement, I know exactly which state to look at. I don't have to look at an entire file that's, like, 1,000 lines long to figure out where this issue might be happening from. If I'm on the ground and I'm moving left and right, I know that the issue is in the move state if there's something going wonky with that. There's a couple of other benefits to this that I'll probably be able to look at. So I don't like this approach too much. Why is that, Pomo? I think this is better than having a bunch of like conditional statements in a single player character file. You know, like if I were to hit the jump button, I would have to, let's see, make sure that I am on the ground. I haven't already jumped. Haven't jumped. And then what would be another thing here? That would be like the main thing. So I'm on the ground and I haven't jumped. And I would basically have to do like if grounded and if has jump or whatever. And then if you click the jump, or I guess you clicked jump. I would have to check all of these things every single time the player hits the jump button. Whereas if I'm in the move state, I know for a fact I'm on the ground. I know for a fact I have a jump available. All I have to check for is whether or not they hit the jump button. And then from there, I go straight to the jump phase. And then from here, if they hit the jump button again, there's no logic in here that would tell it to execute the jump functionality again. I prefer kind of like checks is grounded, is jumping, is falling instead of doing a state machine. It allows more flexibility to handle things. I think it bloats the code a little bit, and for me, I prioritize like ease of reading and debugging, and I still think that you can get some flexibility with stuff like this. I think it's pretty versatile and extensible, but I think more importantly, I mean, I can't really speak to this because I haven't really shared much of my code with people. This seems easier to parse for another person, you know, in terms of like if they're trying to get a sense of what the code base is like. And that might be up in the air because you are splitting it up into a bunch of different files. But rather than having like a 700 line player character file like this, or putting everything into like a single file like this, I think that's just a little bit harder to parse than like, okay, so in, let's see, fixed update or whatever, we're doing update on whatever the current state is. And I guess I should add like some sort of debug statement to like show, to like print out what the current state is, so that when somebody is encountering an issue, they can look at the logs and see exactly what state that the player is in when they're encountering that issue. And then from there, they just have to go to a much smaller file that is handling that logic, rather than looking through the entire player character file to step through the logic one by one and see what might be going wrong. Not checks with things that exist are updated every frame. The things that exist are updated every frame and are, so it's not quite that. So what I'm doing is I have, I'm keeping track of the current state. This is kind of hard to see. I'm keeping track of the current state of what the player is in the player character controller. And then each state has like a fixed update and an update function that is called from the player character. And that's the only thing that's kind of called that's running all of the logic. So from there, I think it makes it a little bit easier to just like go to a specific state and see what might be going wrong, if that makes sense. I think it's more flexible and stable, so is a less constricted one on fixed update. If you organize things better on fixed update, then you more clearly follow and find things. Yeah, probably. I'm experimenting with this for now, just to see like if I run into a big goal of this sort of dev tracing stuff is also to like learn from mistakes and learn how to architect things better. Because again, I don't have a lot of experience making character controllers. So I'm going to go about it how I think it should be done. And then if I encounter any like major points of friction or any sort of like rigid, inflexible stuff, then I go back to the drawing board, see how things are a little bit different, and see how things work from there. I tried to bloat up Magni and it turned out way too unnecessarily annoying. Definitely a mistake worth learning. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to make, mistakes and learn how things are actually done, so that when I want to do this for real, either for like a long-term project or for a game jam, I can crank it out pretty confidently, knowing that it's going to be something that feels good. Because I just don't trust myself to be able to make a 2D platform character controller that lives up to my standards of what I would expect for something like that in a weekend. I might be able to pull it off in a weekend, but just the character controller. Like the game surrounding it would be absolute dog shit because I wouldn't have time to develop it. So yeah, it could be true that not organizing it like this would make it more flexible. But that's also a question of like, how flexible do you need the character controller to be, right? I think it's easier for me to make this call because I know exactly what I'm going to be building. But if I'm trying to like, figure out how I want my character to feel and what sort of mechanics they're able to do, then maybe just like cranking it out into a single file just to like get something on the screen and moving around is probably the better way to go, and then like tweaking variables here and there. But I feel like once you have exactly what you want the movement to be, it's probably better to organize it in a way that's a bit easier to parse, especially if you're going to be bringing on other people to work on it, or if this is like a long-term project. I don't know. That's just my opinion. In my opinion, like when it comes to optimizing code, you should generally only do it when there's a need for it. And I was particularly not pleased with the direction that this was going when I left it off last time. Like this file was getting pretty bloated, and there was a lot of really annoying like one-off conditional statements that I wasn't too fond of, and it was kind of hard to read. So I personally felt a need to change it to a state machine. But I think you can really get lost in the sauce when it comes to optimizing your code when there's not a need for it. And then from there, you kind of sacrifice actually making progress on your project. And I'm not saying like that's what you've done or anything like that. It's more so of just like, that's what can happen if you think about how you architect your code too much while you're trying to make it. I would say get things out on paper first and then refactor later. Because I think that getting stuff out on paper, or not on paper, but like getting things in code and getting it working, that's, in my opinion, a lot more mentally taxing for me than looking at a junk file and refactoring it. Like that's, for some reason, I get a lot more in the zone when I'm just like refactoring something to make it a bit more efficient or a bit better organized. But actually writing the code out and writing new logic and testing it and things like that, God, it can be exhausting sometimes. My biggest issue with this approach is making the switches from one machine state to another can become unnecessarily complex and harder to code. The more things you can bundle into a single state, the better. Way more edge cases to handle, it feels like. Yeah, maybe. It helps me to better compartmentalize just how many different moving parts are in a character controller, though. I think this probably is just a personal preference thing of just like, I like to, when there's something I need to debug, I like doing that on like a small file like this rather than, God, there's some files that I'm working at work that are like 1,300 lines long. It's like, here's where all the game logic happens. And I'm like, ugh. So it might kind of just be like a personal preference thing. Because I've gotten pretty used to thinking about these things in a sort of state machine-esque sort of way. Whether or not that makes me more efficient at coding it in this way has yet to be determined. But yeah, I don't know. Okay, so the first thing that we have to think about is just, I think we'll just get a falling state first. And then after that, we're going to need to do some collision detection stuff. I do like separate things, but the more you separate and compartmentalize, the more bureaucracy it has. There's a sweet spot you need to find for each person. Yeah, that is true. Another thing that I kind of like about it, though, is that, and I've discovered this with my cabbage bot as well, is I've done a lot of like inheritance and like grouping of certain like functionality of things together to the point where like I have a template for how I can add new like rewards into my stream bot, to the point where like I can crank something out in like 30 minutes to an hour and it'll work exactly perfectly because I don't have to think about all of the edge cases of how it works or how did I do it with this one and having to like replicate it and stuff like that. It makes it a lot easier for me to like sort of templatize these sorts of things. So another thing that I can do is when I'm done with this character controller, I'll probably be able to get like the just these general states, and I'll be able to port it into another project, maybe tweak some values here, add a couple of states for some extra mechanics, which will be easy to do because I have a template for states now. And then I'll be able to have like a really modular sort of player controller that I can use in a bunch of different games. The thing for me is like this offloads a lot of what do you call it? Like mental load when it comes to remembering how these things work or parsing through the code. I don't have to think about how it all works together. sometimes I'll just like, even if I don't remember how everything all works together, I can probably pretty easily figure out how to fix the one thing that I want to change by looking at like one file at a time. Like I don't remember how all of my network connections and timings and redemption recognition things work on my Twitch bot, but I can still really easily make a new reward redemption like really quickly without looking at all of that code. I'll just be like, oh, this is how I did it for this one. Okay, I'll just inherit from this, overload this one function, and then I'm good to go. So I've personally found a lot of benefit in doing that kind of stuff. We'll see if this will pay similar dividends. Who knows? There is definitely a sweet spot to find for each person, for sure. It really just does come down to personal preference, honestly. Because I wouldn't even say that like splitting it up into states like this is more optimal in terms of like runtime. I have no idea, but it's easier for me to keep track of the code base, which is very important for me because I'm not working on this every single day. I'm working on it like maybe once, twice a week, and I need like to be able to compartmentalize these things in my brain in order to continue working on it. Because even when I took a huge break from adding anything to my Twitch bot, I was still able to jump right into it and, you know, create like the Whiplash redemption, or the Wii menu redemption, or the new like good bad ending thing that I put in like yesterday. Okay, so now we're going to we have the idle state here. Fall. So again, this one is only going to happen, well, for now. Okay, so it still could technically happen on the idle state if we're, say, standing on something that crumbles beneath our feet. But we won't consider that for now. It'll be pretty easy to make that kind of connection. But for now, we'll just have the... Wait a minute. Yeah, maybe we will have to have it do from like idle to fall, because we're basically going to be testing when I hit play, it should start falling immediately. Okay. So from there, we need to check if it is grounded. So maybe before we do the fall state, we need to have some sort of collision detection. What happens right now? I don't think anything actually happens if I were to say add a cube here. Yep, that's right there. Cool. So if I were to add a cube here and just move it this way, I don't think that the player will actually stop on that cube automatically. Well, probably not, because there's no rigid body on this thing. So I should I need to... Do I need to add a rigid body, though? Because that comes with some baggage. Should I roll my own collision detection? That seems excessive. If I were to just make the... So no, these both already aren't triggers. Okay. Oops, no, I did not want that. So if I were to just add a rigid body and then not use gravity or any of this stuff, I think I could just make it kinetic. Which means I'll basically be handling all of the movement of it. But I think if making it kinetic, does that mean like it won't... Yeah, it doesn't collide with these things. So if I don't make it kinetic, or kinematic, sorry. Okay, so it does stop on these things if it's not kinematic. See, what's gross though is that like, I think when I use like rigid body stuff like this is how things will get like stuck in an object. If I just let Unity handle the collision stuff, I'm gonna need to do my own sort of like resolution of it to make sure that like it's not like inside of this thing when I try to like do a wall jump and things like that. And another gross thing is that it's, you can't really see it here, but it's kind of hang on. It's kind of like impacting like rotation values as well, which I can lock, and that's fine. I'm just not a fan of all of the baggage that comes with a rigid body if all I'm doing is some really simple like box collision stuff. All right, so now the rotation seems fine. Okay, I think we'll go with this for now. Let's see here. So what I'm going to need is a way to determine whether or not this thing is on the ground. And if it's not on the ground and we're in the idle state, we go to the falling state. Oh, there we go. Meow. So we can do like an is grounded thing. When is grounded true? It should probably be after a collision with the ground. Should it be at the collision with the ground, or do I raycast down to C? Because if it's just with the so here's the problem. When it's like, if I do it just strictly based on collision. If this is the floor, and this is my little guy, this obviously isn't colliding. I mean, I wish I could do an undo with this thing, but I don't think I can. Let's try this again. This is the floor, and then my little guy is like here. So he's touched the floor. He's clearly inside of it. And then this would mean is grounded is equal to true. However, I'm not 100% certain how rigid bodies handle collision. So obviously, if he's in the ground like this, I'm going to want him to resolve that in a way where he's like just above the ground, right? But if he's just above the ground, he's probably no longer like actually colliding with it. You never handle as grounding with collision, raycast. Yeah, I'm thinking raycast as well, but in that case, then, like, how long should the raycast go? Because, like, if I'm, like, here, right? And even if I raycast, like, just a little bit down to detect it, this is still technically grounded, and they can jump from here. And you're not going to want that either. You eyeball it and iterate. Well, how do you prevent this part where, like, is it just going to have to be, like, at the very edge of the thing? Like, you make it just as small as possible? Perfectly measure it. I mean, I guess you could. So, like, if this is my guy, and raycast will generally start here, I'll generally know how big, I'll know exactly, actually, how big their box collider is by just calling, like, its extent. So, like, you can get those measurements. So, if I were to raycast from here and go, like, right up to the extent, it would have to be a little bit more than the extent, though, right? Because it wouldn't capture it. I feel like I'm like... That feels like it would be inconsistent, but I might be wrong. You know? Maybe I'm wrong. You can also check if the player is also not jumping. Right. Right. But the tricky thing is also going to be, if I'm doing it like this, another thing that a lot of platformers do is like the jump buffering stuff. So let's say I'm like this close, perhaps not wrong, despite all odds. You never know. A lot of platformers will have like a separate sort of raycast where, like, if I were to hit jump right here, like before I even touch the ground, then the game will continue to go, and the moment I touch that ground, it jumps me off. So it's going to be more than just checking is grounding if I want to add that jump buffer in to make things feel a lot more smoother and responsive. So that's what I'm trying to consider when I'm thinking about how to detect when the player can actually jump, or if they're like on the ground. Because I don't want them, if they press it like right here, I don't want them to jump immediately. I want them to hit the ground first and then jump. The is grounded is irrelevant. How is the is grounded irrelevant there? Because it's going to need to fire off the jump the moment it touches the ground, which that's where we check whether or not is grounded and they can actually jump from there. Yeah, let's say you want a 10 frame buffer. Would you have to like simulate how okay, so a 10 frame buffer, so they press jump and then after 10 frames that jump isn't like cached anymore? Is that what you're saying? Are jump buffers done based on frames, or is it based on like time? Because if you have it based on frames, then you'd probably have to like lock your frame rate, right, to make sure that it still, you know, works. It could be timer frames. Yeah, I think it would be time because you wouldn't want the game to be frame dependent. That makes sense. Okay, you forward the jump and press, count 10 frames on fixed update. Yep, okay, that makes sense. Unity's default fixed ups. I know that. Yeah. Yep. I don't think it particularly makes a difference for me whether or not like the fixed update is 50 or 60. Yeah, I think time is generally the better way to go, so it's not frame dependent. Because if it were frame dependent and somebody's running it on like a 144 hertz monitor, like that window for them to have that jump buffer work is way smaller, you know. Perfect frames is better for networking stuff. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I always wondered that, like, because you don't want your game to be frame dependent, but everyone seems to measure stuff like in fighting games in terms of like animations by frames. And so I have to think, like, are those fighting games, like, do they have a consistent capped frame rate for people to like use those for their measurements and things like that? Servers run at 60 FPS and shit. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I've always wondered that because I've always made the mistake of like watching videos of like, say, like Smash Bros or any other sort of fighting games that are like analyzing these things. It's like, so this particular like landing animation takes like 10 frames, but if you do this little cancel thing, you can get it done in 6 frames. I'm like, oh, okay, so frames is the way that you want to go to be like the most precise. And so I'm developing my games to, you know, like when you attack, it lasts for like 18 frames and then it goes away. And then I didn't even think about the fact I was like, wait, what if this thing is running at like 120 frames a second? That seems not great. Why do people do this? And I just get lost in the sauce in that sort of rabbit hole. Well, you also have fixed update for like physics-based stuff as well. So you know that like no matter how fast this person's computer is running, the physics will always play out the same on any machine. Stuff like that for sure. This is physics stuff, kinda? Yeah, I guess so. I guess what I am kind of doing is sort of like replicating my own physics without a lot of the bloat that comes with like Unity's default physics stuff, which is kind of why I feel like I want to roll my own collision detection without having to deal with like, I just don't know how much bloat is in this rigid body thing that I don't necessarily need, you know? Like, would it be easier just to raycast below and in front of whatever direction I'm moving? No, not even whatever direction I'm moving, because just below and like to my sides to see whether or not I'm going to be colliding with something. Because one of the things that I need to consider as well, if I'm going to be doing like a wall jump, the thing that always trips me up is when I collide with a wall. Oh, that's not a good color. I collide with the wall. More often than not, I'm generally like inside the wall, and there's like a stickiness to this that makes it like, so if I were to jump up onto this right here, I'd get here, and then I would kind of just stay right here. I wouldn't fall. I wouldn't like slide up it a little bit. I can add in some like logic to, you know, cut out my X velocity and go up this way, but the automatic collision detection of a rigid body, if it detects like this overlap, it's just like, well, you try to, but you're still colliding with it, so like you're, yeah. Yeah, the default physics material is shit. Make a new one. Yeah. See, like, I just don't know how much, like, would it be easier to do all of that stuff versus just like roll my own very simple like box collision to tough? Remove friction, yeah. I don't know, Pomo. I mean, because I've done stuff like this before. Let me pull up an old project. Engine 300. Not player system, not UI. Let's do. Or is it like? Was it? Comics game. Yeah, here we go. Let me see if I feel satisfied with how this game runs. Because I made this one in school. Extract, downloads. Yada, yada, yada. Where is it? Come on, where'd you go? I should, I guess, open this up in Unity Hub. Let's just put this in here. Boink. Okay. Add project. And then let's see. I'm sorry, where did it go? Oh, here it is. Yeah, I guess I don't have... Yeah, we're missing a version. Whatever. We'll open it with something else that I have. 2021.3.9. We'll do this one. That might take a little bit. If you don't use Unity physics, you get crazy limited and would need to code every little thing later, like joints. It's much easier to play ball with. What do you mean? Well, I'm not going to be doing anything crazy with like ropes and things. And that's the thing is like, I don't need functionality for joints or anything like that when it comes to like developing this specific kind of character controller, you know? You don't need them now. I know. And I guess this is really where it comes down to like, are you experimenting around with a character controller or do you have your exact vision in mind that's not going to change, you know? Maybe I'll run my own physics. I'm going to open up this project and see. I'm pretty sure I just used basic Unity physics for this, and it has a wall jump and movement and stuff like that. We'll see how good it feels. I don't remember. I remember being like relatively satisfied with it, but it still didn't feel like how I wanted it to feel. While we're waiting for that, we can actually browse through this. I also think learning to play ball with Unity physics is generally more useful knowledge. You think so? Maybe. Maybe it's more useful, like, it depends, I don't know. What do I want to learn here? Do I want to learn how to get better at Unity, or do I want to learn how to get better at, like, general game development? Maybe that's something I need to, like, consider. Okay, so yeah, I am using rigid bodies and things like that. Oh yeah, and I'm not even using like a state machine for this one. So I'm just grabbing like key codes. Is valid move. What does this mean? Update gravity. Man. Is valid move. Yeah, this is just a lot. Is object colliding with matching platform? Okay, so there is a mechanic in here that's a little bit more complicated where I would have to use like, is colliding with magic platform? Collision observer? What the fuck is that? Stay with me. Alright, hang on now. Right, so we have different colors of things that it can collide with. Alright. This thing's open now, so we can try it out. Ugh, default layout sucks. Okay. Hush. Alright, so it's basically like WASD. This feels fine. I'm gonna need to... Yeah, maybe I just don't like the way that it kind of like bounces out of the floor every now and then. Yeah, this feels gross. And I'm pretty sure I'm using a physic material for that. Obviously, like, this is a problem. But I could fix that, well, I guess the problem with this one is that, like, each of these parts of you are, like, a different color, interacts with different elements in the arena. So if I were to jump up on this gray wall here, now I'm collided with the gray wall, and I can move up and down it like I'm kind of sticking to it, you know? Like, that was the main mechanic. Interestingly, I was falling due to gravity on this one for a little bit. So it's like that inconsistency that I'm like, no, that should never happen ever. And then you can do stuff like this, which is kind of neat. So like, I'm trying to remember if I rolled my own collision for this or if I'm using like Unity physics for it. Right, and then you can change which direction you're going. Oh. Like, this feels fine. I think the jump is a little too floaty. I don't like how slow it is, and I'm not sure how to... Yeah, there's no jump buffer here, which I know I didn't even, consider. But, like, this kind of just feels basic in terms of movement. It doesn't feel all that, like, fluid. And it might just come down to, like, animations, maybe? I don't know. Wait. And then jump. Yeah, I never really got a good wall jump down. Stay with me. Yeah, this just doesn't feel good in my opinion. Oh, shit. Wait. And then pink. Hiya. Blink. Zip. Like, it feels fine. I'm gonna need to look at the code base though to see how I'm detecting like wall collisions and things. Am I just... Alright, so I'm moving up and down and I'm stuck. So I should be able to like... But now when I move away from it and come back... Well, I can't move away from it now for some reason. Yeah, see, like... That thing right there, it just kind of like locked and started going up on its own. Like, there's something about this that feels unstable and rough. And I'm gonna have to look at my code to see if that's just like... This jump feels awful. I'm gonna need to look at the code to see if that's just because of like Unity physics that I'm not handling properly, or if it's because like I'm doing something weird with collision. Like, whose fault is it? Basically. Yay, I did it. All right, let's take a look at the player here. We're using a rigid body, and we got the player controller stuff. We got like jump force. Yeah, this is purely like physics-based platforming stuff. And I don't believe I have any physic materials. Oh yeah, I have a non-friction material. Where am I using that? Yeah, where do you put the... Do you put it on the collider, I think? Yeah, so I have the non-friction material on each of like these box collider things, but I still get stuck on stuff, and I don't like that. And that now no friction material is just everything 0. It's just completely slippery. Do the platforms have... Yeah, everything... Oh, purple platform. Okay. So the only things that don't have a no friction material are these colored platforms. Maybe that's what's causing an issue. Of like getting stuck on them. Let's see. Is it? I don't know. The platforms don't need materials, just the layer. Well, then in that case, then something's feeling... Yeah, see, like, this is gross. You see how this is different from how I was jumping on the green wall, yeah? Ugh. Ugh. And if I go back to that green wall where like there's no, it has like the no friction material on it. Yeah, I do have the material on the walls. So it does definitely make a difference. Oh, I don't think that jump is floaty enough. Like, ugh. Something is weird. Right. And I would prefer something to be weird with my code versus like Unity physics that I have to try and like figure out, you know? Maybe it's my custom code? Let's see. Let's see. Bring this over here. We have the colors, rotating the player, that's all fine. Move vector. Animation state, I don't need. Like, see, I don't need this animation stuff to be in like the player controller. I should be able to separate that to make this just a little easier to parse through. Gravity is colliding with matching platform. Let's see what this is. Colliding with any platform. Collision free is collision free. Yeah, I have like a dictionary to keep track of which ones I'm colliding with. Gross. Is valid move. It's colliding with matching platform. Move player is collision free, yada yada. We're doing velocity stuff. This is risky. I don't think you should ever like hard change the velocity. I think this is probably where things are going cattywampus. And then we're doing this stuff of like a target destination, then we move it. Wait, move position. Moves the kinematic rigid body towards position. Okay, so I am kind of rolling my own physics then, because this is a kinematic rigid body. I didn't realize that. No, it's not kinematic. What am I... Dude, what am I doing here? Jump player, yada yada, residual jump. God, this is so gross. Granted, I only had a week to make it, but still. Collision observer. So this keeps track of like what colors that I'm currently colliding with. Notify collision change. What am I even using this for? Like where? Yeah, everything is happening in this, where I'm moving the player, and that's regardless of whether or not they're like in the air. See, this is just too much for me to look through, man. Yeah, I don't think I'm doing anything to hang on. Move player, if it's collision free and the move vector is not 0, and then this, whatever the fuck this is, if the move vector, if the x direction is greater than 0 and the player's velocity is less than 0, or the move vector is less than 0 and the player's velocity is greater than 0, then I set the velocity equal to... Oh, I think this is for, yeah, immediately halt any current velocity if the player changes direction in midair. I just don't like how this code looks. It's so gross. Target destination. So this is where it's going to be, and then I move it to that position in here. Why do I do this? I don't know. It's just gross. And now I'm falling down the rabbit hole of trying to debug like a 3-year-old project rather than actually working on the thing that I should be working on. Regardless, I can confirm that playing that did not feel good in terms of, it didn't feel how I wanted it to feel. And all I'm trying to do is get a character to fall on a platform right now. So let me think in silence for a sec. do an is grounded. Let's just do an is grounded thing for now. So in the idle state, should this be in the idle state or in the? Are you doing this? All right, you got something. Hover bound gap, current game state, yada 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 yada. Handle is grounded. Handle movement inputs. Handle board state is hooked. Hooked. Oh my god. CS at the substate is hooked state on the board state. Full state machine makes it very annoying to handle. I prefer the flexible state machine with less bureaucracy. Is hooked. Hook origin transit into direction. Project on plane. Ooh, fancy. And force. Handle hover, handle gravity, handle drag. I'll be honest, I don't know what I'm looking at here. Also, this is my biggest pet peeve of all time. It's such a petty thing, but I really, 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 really don't like one-line conditional statements that don't use brackets. Even if the conditional statement is one line, I'll still use brackets just because it's so much easier for my brain to parse. My brain hiccups every single time I see something like this. And that's not a knock on you. That's literally just my own personal autism thing. Ugh. I see this all the time in a lot of projects that I do for work, and it freaks me out every time. Handle hover, handle gravity, handle drag. So is hooked state. I see. I think I see. This is still a little difficult for me to parse just because I don't know what the rest of the project kind of looks like. I'm also just generally extremely slow at reading other people's code and comprehending it. So that's just a personal weakness of mine. The Spider-Man pizza minigame. Nice. Okay, so I think we should probably have is grounded here. Is ground. And then from here, we'll check its, let's see. We would probably check this in fixed update. No. Okay, so for here, God, I always have to look up how to do raycast stuff. I think it's like raycast hit info, and then do. So how far do we want to go down on it? Let's see here. Having private before update and fixed update. That bothers you? But every other function has like private or public. It aligns them all nicely. I like it. It bothers me when it's the other way around. Are they? Okay, so we're going to be raycasting from the center of the character down to a little bit past this extents. Right. Okay. Is grounded. I don't know. Whoa, wait, hang on. It has its own is grounded thing? Wait, what is this? Why am I able to check this? Player character.isGrounded. Why am I able to access that from Raycast here? What the fuck? What does this mean? Is that just an IDE bug? That doesn't make sense. That's so weird. Alright, so do I have a transform cached? I do. And transform to position. Do you have a personal library here? No, I don't think so. This is just its own. I'm just using these little libraries here, and I'm doing it inside player character, but that seems weird. It's just a public pool. That's so weird. Origin, direction. Why can't you use it? No, I wasn't even using it from the rigid body. I was using it was like physics.raycast. It's like a member variable of the raycast, which is a function. I think Visual Studio's just trolling me. Because if I were to just do this, what happens if I were to... Ooh. Yeah, it doesn't even know what to do with that. It's like, I don't know how to fix this, man. You're on your own. Yeah, that's bizarre. Alright, I need the vector origin. I guess max distance. Okay, so I would need the collider here as well. Collider. This dot player collider dot what is it? Bounds dot extents dot y, and the extents are what again? The extents of the bounding box is always half the size of the bounds. Okay, so that is what we need. So we want the extents dot y. We don't need to divide that by 2, and then it's going to be slightly more than that to collide with the ground, right? But how much more is the question? Let's just do some random ass thing right now. At least 2. Good call. Good call, Edigon. We'll just do a flat 2 there. Yeah, just let me know whenever you have an idea of what you want to put in there. All right, where do I put the hit info? Origin, direction, max distance. I don't want layer mask. I don't need that right now. Origin, direction, hit info, max distance, and then another layer mask. Okay. God, layer masks always annoy me. So we got origin, direction, and then we do out, hit info, then max distance, and then layer mask. Ugh. So now I have to set up layer masks. And I always forget how to do that. Hang on. Lord, give me one. Give me one more chance. All right, we have the player here. Do this. Do the collision layer mask with, I don't know. Let's change this cube to some other layer. Floor. Who knows? Oops, not water. Floor. So now go here. Great. So I believe is grounded as a public variable. So we'll be able to see whether or not like it's actually, I don't know. Fuck it. Let's test something. Lock this here so we can see is grounded right there. Let's move this cube. Yeah. Okay. It is updating, so that's nice. Oh. Okay. Cool. And then if I were to move around here, that's all fine and dandy. Although... Oh, hey, look at that. Oh, yeah. And then things get weird. That's what I don't like, is the weirdness. But that's probably something that I just need to fix on my own. That might not be a Unity physics issue. Okay. So now, for the idle state here. Override. Fixed update state. If this character is grounded, is equal to false, then we switch to the falling state. And that's all we should get. All right, falling state's not a player state right now. Boink. Okay. So we have this. Let's bring this over here. I don't think we need to do anything for entering or exiting. Well, hang on. For now, we won't do anything for entering or exiting. So what do we want to do here? Do we want to update the player's move vector or actually move the character? I think we just want to update their move vector. Huh. Let's do enter, do the base dot enter, and then update player move vector. The move vector is currently private. We got move direction, move speed, time to fix all time. Okay. Actually, let's see here. If is grounded, then hang on. Maybe what we'll do here is here we have the okay, so let's see. We need a fall speed as well. Let's just set it equal to the move speed right now as a guess. So this is where we update the move vector, which I don't think we do this every frame though. We only do this when we're running. Gotcha. Okay, so let's just for now emulate the run state here a little bit. Hang on. Oh, I see. Gotcha. We're gonna do something real stupid. Character updates player move vector. And let's do. All right. We're basically just going to. This is just going to halt all horizontal movement, which we don't want to do. But what we're going to do here in update move vector is we update it based on whatever direction that they're currently moving, and then we're going to add a little bit here. So we'll do horizontal movement. Gonna be equal to this, and then vertical. This is a classic get something stupid out so you can fix it later sort of thing. If this dot is grounded is equal to false, then we add vertical movement is going to be equal to vector 3 down times fall speed times time.fixed delta time. And then the actual move vector itself is going to be the composite of those. So horizontal movement plus vertical. So this is basically just going to call it once, and then from there we know that we're just going to generally be falling down. But it's going to, I need to replace this vector 3, 0 with whatever the current move vector is, which, or I can add different function for that. I'll need to think about that. All right, so it fell. That's neat. Let's bring it up a little bit. You can use box cast for is grounded. Otherwise, it's going to say the player isn't grounded if they're at the edge. You are so right. Yeah. What? I've never heard of box cast, actually. Absolutely good call, though. What does this do? Casts the box along array and so it's basically kind of like a sphere cast, just square. Oh yeah, that's exactly what I need. I'm box cast. Sphere cast sounds like that too. Can I just? Oh wait, hang on. What are the parameters for box cast? There's so many. So let's see. You want the center, the half extents, the direction, the orientation. Oh my god. Oh wait, no, it's quaternion. What am I saying? Let's see. Center, half extents, direction, hit info. Okay. Maybe I'll do this off stream. For now, I just want to make sure that it stops properly when it falls. And that fall is way too slow. Let's double it. Let's go straight to 10. So it'll fall at 10 meters a second, which is about what gravity generally is, but with no acceleration. All right, that's still really slow. So I think it's time to bust out Celeste again. Do boink. Let's just pause the music real quick, because Celeste's audio is bullshit. I think there's a good spot in Chapter 2 where we can time our falls. Where was it? It was over here? Yeah, it was over here. Okay, I think it was right over here. Wait. Blue. Gotcha. Okay. So this is where we'll kind of time it just to see how long it takes for us to fall and hit the ground. right up. Or actually, you know what? It's probably way better up here. Okay. Set and... Oh, not yet. Stop. Reset. Go. Alright. That took about a second. Like 1.1 seconds. Let's check to see if that's right here. Oh, fuck. Yeah, that basically takes about exactly a second. So now if I were to print screen this and get Unity open again, and we do the same thing that we did before, where it's just like, not that. Oh, no, I don't want this anymore. But yeah. Just put this up here, and then we'll change the actual image of it. Hey, not net. Yeah. Expand canvas. Save. Test 2. Get out of here. I believe we can turn you off now so that we don't drive ourselves mad. Get rid of this. Turn this back on. Okay. Boink. There we are. I'll move it. This is such a jank way to do this. If I were to just do 0, 0. Where's this main camera at? Okay. That works. So, I'll just move this down to here. That should be good. And then we need another... No, we don't need another cube. I can just bring this player over to around here. And it's about the same scale as our little girl here. Okay, we might need to... Hang on. Might need to change the scale a little bit because now verticality matters. Let's move this down a little bit. Nope, that's position. I want scale. Yeah. Is that about right? If I go up to the head. Yeah. That seems about right. Okay. It doesn't need to be exact, but it just needs to be pretty close. Because there's some sort of proportion between move speed and fall speed, where fall speed is significantly faster than move speed. That's going to mess with your is grounded, because I don't think you take into account scale. Yeah. Oh, you know what? It might. Well, I do actually... on my is grounded here. I do at some point want to, instead of changing, yeah, I don't know. Things always get fucked up when you scale it. But I am using like the collider's bounds and extents. Does that not change when I change the scale here? I guess we'll find out. Well, we'll see. We'll see where it stops, hey? Let's see. Okay, it looks, yeah, ew. Yeah, it totally does. You're right. So that's annoying. So really, I would have to change the box collider instead of the scale if I want proper physics. Yeah, because this is like the size here. Okay, in that case then, let's do 0.64 here and 0.88 here, and then just set this just 1, 1. So the collider is correct, essentially. And then maybe we'll change the center to be more towards that. That should be fine. Maybe. We'll see. Eventually, I'm going to have to replace this cube with a sprite. Make things a lot easier. Boop. And I'm still falling, I think. Yeah. Wait, what's happening here? Am I like... I think I'm like sliding off of it. Yeah, I'm sliding off of it. Gross. Freeze position in the Z direction, please. You make the cube a child object so you can do... Yeah, I usually do that. These are the sorts of things that I'll probably do off stream. And it's still going in the Z direction. Okay. Is it in the idle state, though? I don't think it is. I don't think it's transitioning... Oh, actually, I don't think I have it transitioned to the idle state on the falling state. Where the fuck is the falling state? There it is. Yeah, I don't have anything like that. So, click, override, void. Is it update state or fixed update state? I think probably fixed update state. If this character is grounded, new idle states. Okay. I did lock the rigid body on the Z-axis, but it's still doing it. Those are the little quirks that I really don't like about using Unity physics for, though. So I go to the player, rigid body, freeze on Z. And yet, there's something going on with Unity physics that is ignoring that. See, and now it's bouncing. Gross. Why is it doing that? Is it because I'm constantly getting grounded and ungrounded? Maybe. Let's see. Get type to string. Yep, I'm constantly waffling between the falling state and the idle state, and I'm still moving in the Z direction, and now I'm falling. So I collide with it, and then I think it resolves the collision, and so I'm no longer colliding with it, so it goes back into the falling state until I collide with it again, and it comes out. You change the offset on the collider. Oh, would that do something too? Let's see. You might be right. Yeah, you're right. So I'd have to take that into consideration as well. Okay. So it looks like it's at least doing that. And I have a log that prints the moment it collides. So let's see how fast we're falling right now. Okay. I need a better way to do this here. Because I can't necessarily predict when it's going to start, which is annoying. I mean, I guess we're just eyeballing it, hey? This feels weird. Maybe I should add a really dumb trigger to it. Or maybe it's time to do box casting. No, no. Do, 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 do. This should be fine. Do, do, do. God, this is so fucking jank. Alright, that should be fine. And now, instead of raycast, we gotta do our little box cast. Box cast. What are we fucking up here? Let's just do physics. Physics. Box cast. And then we need the center. The half extents. I'm assuming that's what it means. I'm assuming I still don't have to divide those by 2. Even though they're called half extents, which is a little confusing. Ay, ay, ay. This is going to be going down in the Y direction, so... Max distance. Player collider dot bounds dot extents dot y plus 0.01f. I don't want a layer mask. Where do I do the Oh, I guess I don't need hit info, do I? Yeah, we don't need that, so fuck it. That's the max distance, and then we don't really need a layer mask. Fuck it. Maybe we don't. Who knows? Alright. Let's see if this just randomly works, eh? We'll move this up a little bit so we fall on this first cube. And then from there, we can walk off of it accurately and see when it hits the ground. That way I can actually time it properly. All right. It is floating on top of it. Okay. Let's just... I don't think it's that 0.01 that's affecting it, but we'll see. Maybe I do need to divide the extents by 2, which is weird. You don't want to do a quaternion Euler down. It doesn't really matter. But you're rotating... Hang on, sorry. Let me pull up the chat. But you're rotating the box collision upside down by doing that. Oh, identity's fine? Okay, cool. That's handy. Quaternion identity. Good enough. It's still getting stuck on that tiny little... Or it's... Yeah, I think maybe I do need to... Do I really need to divide these extents by 2? Yeah, that's so weird. That's wild. Let's see what that does. Wonder why it needs half extents. Because extents are just like from the... Oop. Okay, wait, what? No, I do need half extents. Or I just need extents here. And then let's see, is it just like the max distance? Is that what's fucking me up? Because it's detecting is grounded a little bit earlier than it should be. Hang on. Let's pull this back a little bit. That didn't do shit. Okay. Because we are orthographic, aren't we? Oh, because we're like this. Derp. God, that looks so funky. Dink. All right. I don't like how... Wait, what the fuck? Why did it land perfectly on that, but not on that initial cube? Oh, what the... Okay, it's landing on the plane. It's doing something shitty here. Get rid of this mesh collider. Hey, now. Get rid of that. We don't need this. It's just for background. We got a null ref on something. What is that? Create serialized object. What the fuck? So why is that happening? Oh well. Boink. Alright. Let's time it. And yeah. Alright. And it actually needs to fall slightly slower. Could it actually be 9.8 meters per second? Let's just change it to 9 real quick. What seems to be the issue? Are you using your own gravity? I am not using gravity at all. I'm just translating. Because there's no acceleration in Celeste. Yeah, I really should do that. Reload scene only. I always get fucked up by that. Alright. Let's... Yeah. Interesting. I should just change that setting right now. This is obnoxious. And yeah. That's actually pretty close. So we'll just change this to like 8.5 and we'll call that square. Project settings. Editor. Enter play mode settings. Jazzy nights. Reload scene only, please. I feel like I've run into some issues with that before, but it's good for what we want now. Yeah, mostly. I think that's where I got kind of fucked up when I was, because I do sometimes work with static variables pretty frequently. Okay, now why are you behaving like you're kind of expected to now? It's probably because I'm not moving as fast. Interesting. All right. Well, we have something here at least. I have a lot of shitty code that I can look at and refactor, which is not the most interesting thing to watch on stream, so might be a good time to call it now, and I can keep working on this. Just to get this a little bit more stable and less stupid. Also, it's about dinner time, so it's tough for me to code on an empty stomach. We really are in the most boring stages of development right now, where it's just a box barely moving on screen. So hopefully we can get to more interesting stuff. Maybe I'll get to that stage off stream, and then I can actually start doing like the small little tweaks. Once I actually have like a character that can move around and jump and land on platforms properly, then we can get to the interesting stuff of making it actually feel nice. So I'm still trying to feel out how I want to do this kind of stuff. But for now, ooh, Funbase Alpha is live. Okie dokes. Bring this over here. You sure Celeste has no gravity acceleration up to terminal velocity, of course? I am positive. Or at least I was looking at, like, I fall from like big distances and you stay the exact same speed the entire way down, unless you hold down on the analog stick, in which case you'd fall faster. So you basically break the laws of gravity when you do that stuff. Should ask first if it's all right if I backseat. Yeah, I'm still figuring that out as well. Sometimes some backseating things are helpful, like some tiny little some tiny little like settings, like that whole scene thing is very helpful. Other times I've found that like sometimes if I follow people's backseating stuff, it sends me down a rabbit hole and I end up not getting anything kind of done, if that makes sense. So, oh no, Funbase, are you? Oh, Funbase is leaving. Okay, fine. We'll just go to cats then. So, still trying to figure that out. I think once I get, is that instant way you're falling way too fast if you go off the platform. Well, that is what I observed in Celeste, but I can double check. I can check the VODs or something like that. But that's why I play the game simultaneously and then see if I can replicate it. But that's what I'm currently feeling. Anywho, we will be back on Thursday with some more Fear and Hunger 2. Friday. Oh shit, we're done with Mr. Mosquito. Friday, we'll figure out what we're doing. Saturday is going to be more Deadly Premonition. But until all of that stuff happens, well, you have a couple seconds to type your message, Pomo. Oh, is it a game Friday and a game Sunday? Huh? No, it's... Well, we might change Friday to Deadly Premonition, but our Friday game has officially been completed, so there's an open slot for this weekend. So, Sunday will be dev streams. Thursday, Fear and Hunger. Friday, mystery game. Not sure yet. Saturday, Deadly Premonition. We might swap the two, Friday and Saturday, but who knows? I haven't decided. Until then, though, love you, miss you, mean it. Later, Cabbage Patch. Adios. Bye-bye. See you later.